So today we are discussing Module 7, Assumptions, Value Conflicts, and Value Assumptions. I want to start with one of the primary questions of what are value conflicts? So from the text, I think the text definitely describes it very well, and because that is something that is within all of us. Like, I think we spoke about it briefly in class, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do it. So, how maybe some of the people that were in the riots in Charlottesville are. They they don't like when organizations like Black Lives Matter or whatnot do protests um, when they're speaking out about what they believe, but like because that is against their values. But then they go ahead and do it themselves. So to me, value conflicts are just uh, what you know to be right and wrong by with the or depending on the circumstances. Um, that's also like the text said though. So I'm not really sure how to really get past any value conflicts, like except for pretty much just being open-minded and just open to receive, open to giving, but always just being understanding with whatever it is that's being discussed or whatever circumstances are surrounding that instance. Um, so I do think this module definitely ties into, say, like module 4, where um, where they're talking about how your current opinions shape your thought process and shape the way you consider information. All of that is it comes from the values that were instilled in you from your parents, your family, or your your surroundings, pop culture. All of that ties in to where these value conflicts come into place anyway. Um, for example, like it has in here about abortion. Um, I think a lot of people, a lot of people reasoning for not liking or for not being pro-choice would be religion. But I think for some of those people, the value conflict with that in itself is, well, most people's religion, uh, it's a sin to have premarital sex. So to me, it's like, how can you? Some of these conflicts are not. They don't really make sense to me. They are fallacious to me because how can you have premarital sex and then frown on people that are pro-choice? You can't have your cake and eat it too, because one will not happen. One will not be a result of the other if it just doesn't happen. Period. Um,
With that saying too, you know, you can just make that an assumption because that's one way of thinking. On another hand, you can actually you might have a choice where I think, well, you don't know the person's situation. What if they got raped and they got pregnant? So you have a choice to be either pro-choice. That goes against what I believe. You know what I'm saying? That's a perfect example of an assumption, because to me that may seem like an assumption because how you feel. You're focusing on one section of
the whole picture.
The whole picture.
Yeah.
Right.
I do agree with that. But I think that things like that are not assumed when people that are pro-life speak on abortion. Exactly. They're only worried about, right. That's not a consideration. They only see it as just premarital sex. Yeah. And when it happens within their family or whatnot, and sometimes they don't see it the same way. I think Sarah Palin was an example of that because I think she was pro life, and then her daughter got pregnant, and then I think no, she stayed pro life, whatever. But regardless, that was a value conflict for her because she was religious, and then her young daughter got pregnant.
Wasn't the baby, uh, uh,
The baby's father?
no, somebody was, not like, that comes up, it's,
No, I didn't know that.
and that's what I heard too, it's crazy how you think like that, and stuff like that happens.
Right, right. But I think the overall value conflicts there, I feel like that conflict it can be resolved by pretty much just everyone staying open, and um, I feel like it's okay to have those values, but for them to just be a hard stop, like a hard limit, I feel like that's probably where really those conflicts come into play. If you're doing things that are just, if you're doing it by if you're doing things out of the kindness of your heart, like say, um, number 7 sample controversy, which was generosity, vice material success. Is it desirable to give financial help to a beggar? That is I think a very big value conflict in most people. I know I do not help homeless people anymore. I will not give homeless people money because it's happened many times to me where I'll spend X amount of dollars that I need for myself for whatever reason on a homeless person, and then I come to find out that they have their own house, or this is really just a scam. They have their own car and this, that, and the third, and here I am. I'm not well off enough to help anyone else. So I know I will not. But if that is a conflict within me, then I would definitely say just do it out of the kindness of your heart, because to me that also ties into religion again, because God blesses those who bless others. If even if their intentions are ill, there would still be a blessing that comes to me, and I feel like I feel like for the most part everyone's religion should have something somewhat similar. If not, that's fine, but if not, then they can just go by karma. It doesn't matter the intentions of the person that you helped. That you do that for yourself, so that you feel like a good person. So I think these value conflicts are just people not they're thinking too much one-sided instead of just being open and allowing whatever to happen.
Um, I did one thing I really liked was primary two, and I asked you about how to discover an assumption, and it's pretty easy actually. When you listen to somebody, or I'm a social media guy, so I'll go up there on Facebook and just read things. And there's certain things I do respond to. Like one thing, now that I've joined this class, it really helps me do that. That's why I laugh so hard at some of these statements that people make. Um, because I'm looking for you to be thorough with your stuff, with what you say now, because you can say something like, for instance, uh, I read one status where someone told me, said, men nowadays are acting more like women, are taking a women's role, and I read all the comments, and I looked at it. I was like, I said something too. I said, explain the woman's role. You know, First thing she said, I'm not going to get into all that because you should know what a woman's role is.
Fallacious.
That's fallacious, man.
Fallacious.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, well, and I didn't go on because I didn't want to start a big argument with her because I don't want to tick nobody off and waste a lot of time on something that I could be doing something constructive. But it was funny to me how she left out so much stuff, and she was assuming that these guys were acting like that to me because everybody's brought up a different way, and they believe certain kind of things than what you believe in. And but going back to this, I read one of the questions. I actually read one of the questions on after reading number 2, and it asked for an example of a value conflict that I had with someone that you may have in the future caused a problem in communication between myself and another person. Prime example is that was actually a friend on Facebook named her name was Andrea. I was in the army with her, and I put a statement. It was a Halloween, so I put a statement up there saying people who celebrate Halloween and you're religious, you hustle backwards, and
Interesting.
I feel like you hustle backwards on that, and and she was like, "How can you say that?" I said, according to your Bible, you're not supposed to be celebrating pagan holidays. That's pure pagan holidays. And I went into detail about it, about what you are supposed to do and what you're supposed to do according to the Bible. And see, and that's where my value assumption was brought to my attention. And I just thought of this too. It was hilarious when I read this. And with that, I was like, I was being because she brought up a point like, how about you? Jesus says not to judge, And I said, well, I'm not judging because I would say I'm not judging because that's what the Bible says.
That's actually really interesting because people never really bring that up. But I am religious and I celebrate Halloween, but I don't I understand it's supposed to be a pagan holiday, but to me, that just seems like you're more so making fun of the devil by celebrating.
Well, I mean, different strokes for different folks on that. See, I look at it like, with that, I'm like, if you look at the original reason when people celebrated it, it's just to spook spirits off and stuff like that. You dress like this and that other. But to me, I'm like, look, they just like devils back then. You know what I'm saying? From what I was taught when I was a kid, I used to be like, yo, every mask you see is a scary mask. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, a devilish way. So why would you celebrate that? That's why I got so much into it. But then I was really closed minded about it. But then I had to think about what other people were saying too, and they started saying about the judging too. And I'm like, at first I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But now I'm like, I see what you're saying because, granted, everybody has their own way of doing things. Like for Christmas, I may not believe in the concept of what Christmas is, but I look at it as a celebration of family, being with family members, and it's like a family reunion all over again. That's a good thing to bring family together. That's why I love the holidays, because family comes together. You see people you ain't seen in a while, or you meet me in Hawaii, I get to go to Virginia and see people I ain't seen in a couple of years. So it makes perfect sense with the assumptions that you have to be open minded with critical thinking. That's the beautiful part of it. That was module 3 when it says that. So that's part of critical thinking. You always want to keep your mind open because you might want to take in what somebody else is saying.
You tied my 3 in there. You tied my 6 into there as well with the fallacies. And like you were talking about with that Facebook status that was posted, I thought that was pretty interesting because I too love to get on social media. I may not say anything oftentimes because there are a lot of people that they're too into it, so they really take offense. They can't just have the conversation. And then they probably need to just go ahead and take this class. But I will go through and I will read all of the comments, and it literally is to think about now after reading this module. Everything is full of assumptions and fallacies, which is pretty much how you just brought 6 and 7 all together. And I don't know how easy it is now to go back through and read these conversations because no one is making valid points and no one is making their points clear. So that was interesting to me. I did also find it interesting that assumptions are sort of um, referred to kind of positively in this module because it's never been. Most of the time when you speak to people, assumptions are negative. They're always negative. Like, don't assume anything about me. Don't assume anything about what I'm saying. And to go through this and read how assumptions are, in a sense, positive, that was interesting. Though the mod does contradict itself a little bit with that.
Yeah.
First, they're saying it alludes to the fact that assumptions are kind of positive, and then it says, well, with like value conflicts, you can't really assume because you don't know how near and dear one value is to someone, vice the other. So this was a very interesting module.
Makes you to me, I actually don't mind assuming anymore, actually, because if you do have something that convinces me have something to say that convinces me otherwise, I'm gonna be open to it.
But if you're assuming, are you not kind of shortchanging someone if you're assuming
Well,
something?
it depends on who you talk to. If I just met you, then yeah, I have every right to shortchange you. But
You
if I
have
don't
every
know,
right to do so?
yeah, I could be like, hey, I don't know you. I might, I'm gonna assume, but because that's just. No, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I just feel
I feel like assumptions are a little are a bit
judgmental.
judgmental. Yes.
Yeah, they are. That is true. Actually, they are judgmental. Not if you really think about it.
Yeah. This module.
This module makes you stop doing that. Good.
I think I probably try to stray away as much as possible from making assumptions, just because, especially, just it's always talking about like stop assuming. You always assuming. Don't assume this. Don't assume that. Like, I try to stay away from that, as well as I try not to judge people. I allow them to be who they are. That mean I'm gonna deal with you, but hey, you can be who you are. Um, yeah, I definitely do think they both go hand in hand with each other. Have anything else?
That's it for me.
Okay, and that is our overview of Module 7.